Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I go by the Blue Light Oracle, and in today's reading we're going to do a message from your heart. So we'll pick some piles and we'll see what your heart has to say to you today. I already have the stones picked out, so we'll see how they line up with the cards. Okay. Pile 1. And 2. Okay. Okay, so let's see what cards we've got today. Alright, so for pile 1, you have the co-create with spirit. You have the crow card. And this is what your card looks like. For pile number 2, you have the elephant spirit with learn from the past. For pile number 3, you have cow spirit with the miracles are endless. And for pile number 4, you have the swan spirit with time for a deep dive. Okay, so let's take a look at the stones here today. So you have the peach selenite for pile 1. For pile number 2, you have black obsidian. For pile number 3, you have the rose quartz. And for pile number 4, you have Angelite in the shape of a heart. Okay, so take some time, reflect on which one's calling to you today, or which piles. You can have multiple piles. What I'll do is I'll leave the timestamp for each pile down below, so you can go straight to your video, but I'll leave you time to meditate and see which ones call out to you, and we'll get into the shuffling process after that. Okay, welcome back everyone. So we're going to do some shuffling. I'm just going to move these around. Okay. Alright, so I keep thinking about doing a message from everyone's heart, and I kind of forgot about it before I did my last reading. And then I've been not bombarded, but I've been getting a hint, let's say, intuitively to do this reading. So now we're going to do it. So a message from your heart. Okay. I think this will be a nice message. Like it'll be pretty clear with what this will be about for each pile and each person individually, because these are, while there are 4 piles, there's obviously, everyone's going through different things at the moment. This month, for whatever reason, feels like it's going to have a lot of shifts and changes, and that can cause people to be out of balance, let's say, but the end result feels like it'll be for the best. Okay, so what is a message from the collective's heart for each pile? Okay. It was interesting. This one I usually use, this is the crystal cards. I usually use this for the picker pile so I don't have to grab crystals because there's a card and a crystal. But I felt like this one was to be used today, however, more in a, I guess, unknown way, in a picker pile kind of see what's revealed way. And a couple of tarot. Hopefully they all fit. Got 2. Swan. And this is the Real Talk Tarot. I really like this because it's like a modern take on the Rider-Waite-Smith, and it's got, it feels like it's got like different messages also within the traditional. It's like a touch of the traditional and a touch of like what's relevant to now. All cards will be read upright as well today. But if you see a card flipped, especially if it's like an oracle card, maybe it's just something for you to take more notice of. Okay, everyone, thank you for being here. That concludes the shuffling process. I know I didn't really talk too much today, but it's just nice to sometimes sit in the energy. I'm very surprised that the crow, because it's black, didn't go with the obsidian, but I feel like there's a purpose to this, and especially with learning from the past. And trying not to read it's so hard to not read like when you're doing the picker piles because you don't want to influence people's decisions. But you can kind of see things, especially with like what matches up and why. And this one I really like because it's almost like a heart-shaped, with the heart-shaped Angelite. Alright, again, thank you for being here. Down below will be your timestamp so you can jump straight to your video. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. So today you have chosen the Rose Spirit with Co-Create with Spirit. I don't know why I'm having trouble with Crow and Co. Co-create with Spirit. So we'll see what the message from your heart is. I feel like straight away it's a blend. And you've also got the Peach Selenite. A blending of energies, a blending of, it feels like thinking and feeling through the situation. But before I get too far in, we'll have a look at your cards here today. So you have fire with passion, creation, travel, and courage. Talk about creation. Co-create, create. What is it within you that you want to create, essentially? Start, improve, begin, release. I just said release, didn't I? So you have the Spirit Guardian of Autumn with letting go. This card is coming up quite a lot in readings I'm feeling. So collectively, we're all releasing and to bring in the new. And right now, you know, if you've got kind of 10 of Wands kind of feeling, if you've got a lot of stuff going on, you need to put some stuff down, come back to it later, or even just release it and let it go. So you can start doing what you're actually passionate about, what you actually enjoy. Wow, so you have Goddess Ganja with Purification. I surrender to the river of love. This feels like getting, it's interesting because it's saying, like, it's saying co-create, begin, start, but from more of like I guess a feminine energy kind of way, by releasing, by letting it flow through, letting the ideas come to you, letting the energy move through you so that you can begin with exactly what you want. Not just beginning for the sake of beginning because with purpose, I want to say. Ooh, okay, so you've got Networker. The light attribute is enhances unity through sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. The shadow attribute is conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. This feels like, again, co-create. Like it says here, just because it says spirit doesn't mean it's co-creating exactly with your guides or with your higher self or even with your heart. It's from a heart space, but it can be with other people in some sense. So if this is more about work or relationships, whatever feels right to you, take that and hopefully the message we'll look at all the cards. Like I said, I get caught up in the message too quickly, but we'll have a look at the rest of the cards and we'll go from there. Yeah, stay connected. This is a big yes to connecting with yourself, connecting with your higher self, connecting with your guides, connecting with past loved ones. And that's in the astral or in the spirit realm, let's say. And then also connecting with the people around you, what's going to be good for you and for the collective and for other people as well. So the message on Staying Connected card is, we are all born connected to spirit, often known as divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now it's an important time to reconnect to source. I want to say reconnecting with yourself. This feels very internal, and it does really feel like whatever's internal is not just something that's going to help you, it's going to help those around you. Even holding space and stillness, if that makes sense, or patience, being just sitting. It's almost like you watch Bob Ross or something like that, and although he's not necessarily there with you, he's holding space, and it's that energy, that vibe. He might not be even doing anything, he might be just sitting there, and this is how this is kind of feeling. It's going from a more active trying to get things done to a let things flow. Okay, you have the Four of Cups. You also have the Four of Wands. You have the Moon card. Definitely going within to understand. Not letting the shadows or fear hold you back, to let this energy flow through you. It's almost like beautiful energy coming in. Don't be scared of it. Don't be afraid of it. If it feels right, then let that energy flow through. So I feel like that will help with whatever you're striving for or going towards. Might have to open up to vulnerability. And to finish off your reading, you have the Seven of Cups. So a lot of opportunities, a lot of choices, let's say. And I feel like if that's the case for some of you, letting the energy flow through will help you decide what is the right thing for you and for those around you, your family, your friends, your co-workers, your pets, let's say, whoever, whatever's important to you in your life. This is how it can, the option, I guess, the right option for you will come to light. It's so interesting here. I'm going to start here just for a selection of you. They're given options, and here they're given options as well, but I feel like here the options are something that is overwhelming potentially, or is too much. It's like sometimes being given the opportunity to do multiple things and then feeling like that's a burden because there's too many choices. You have time to take a break, see what actually is going to work for you, what is actually good for your heart and soul, I want to say, especially with the purification right under letting go. There's obviously a way of releasing in some sense, and it might be as simply as sitting with it, feeling it, letting it go, and then those options will turn into a situation where you know exactly what you want. You may not want what others are offering or what's been opened up for you, the opportunities, let's say. There's one that's actually really calling to you. Trust your intuition, trust what you feel, because that will help you get to like that success. It does feel like for some of you this is a relationship or a connection as well. Maybe you're looking for love, you're out there looking for somebody. Review that. Trust your guides, trust you're being guided to the right connection, to the right person, to the right people. This is very, very, very much about others as well as yourself. This is not something that's, the message from your heart isn't just for self. It is for yourself, of course, but it's also including others around you and other people and what's best for you and others. Really doing, if this is about work, really doing what you're passionate about, what's really the best for you. And what's best for you as individuals. So if that is finances right now, like financial security, then let the energy flow through and go with that. If it's about having more freedom with time, so working from home, something like that, go with that. Go with what is actually going to bring you peace and happiness over what is going to be best for the company or best for whatever else that could be. Like, yes, you want to consider the business and the company, of course, but ultimately you're going to be at your best when you're at peace and when you're happy. I also want to say, think and feel with your heart. Use your thoughts from the heart space more than from your mind. If that resonates with you, please take that. Because there is success, there is opportunities, and this is a blessing. There is a milestone to be reached, and that is from understanding what you want and who you are and how you move through this world. I really do feel like you're being guided for sure by guides, by ancestors, however that resonates to you. And if you don't believe in any of that, then this is like, you'll just have like an instinct, let's say, of what is going to be right for you, what is going to be right for the collective, what's going to be the best, and what's going to steer you towards peace and happiness. And ultimately love, because I do feel like this is all about love. I don't say that enough, but it really is. It's all about what you love, what you're passionate about, where your heart is. Again, I want to say, take some time, take a breather, take a break, let this energy flow through you. It does feel like a very, very, very feminine kind of message. I want to say you don't have to be female gender or anything like that. That's not what it's about. It's more like just it's kind of like a switch a little bit for some of you, switching from masculine energy to feminine. Not fully and always, it's just to let this come through. This will help. Being masculine, having masculine energy and feminine energy is for you to work with, not for one to dominate the other. So it's really deep, actually, this message. It's really internal. I don't see anything of what's going to happen or how things will progress, but it's really just to bring this kind of heart happiness, let's say, healing heart, healthy heart. And by releasing, that'll help you know exactly what you want to create and what you want to show in this world. What do you want to be known for? Personally, what do you feel like how do you want to represent yourself in this plane, in this in your relationships, in your friendships, in your family, in your work, in your life? There's a real opportunity to improve in some sense, like betterment, cut out what's not working and work with what isn't always seen but is felt. And that'll release the fear here, the worry, the stress, and into the next step, the next opportunity, the right opportunity, and the best opportunity for you. And that's what I see in your reading today. So I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 1. Enjoy this, enjoy your life, enjoy your reading. I'll be back again for another reading. But if you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any content. Otherwise, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, pile number 2. So today you've chosen the Elephant Spirit with learning from the past, or learn from the past rather. So we'll see how this fits in with your reading. Quite clearly, something from the past, potential going into a cycle, is something where your heart really wants to just advise you about or warn you or let you know. You've also chosen the Black Obsidian, so it could be something challenging, needing to stand in your strength, stand up for yourself, stand up to yourself as well. So we'll see how this relates. We'll just pop that there. Okay, so you have the Argon Star Cluster, Earth Healing, Grounding, Stress Relief, and Vitality. Really anchoring yourself, let's say, and understanding whatever high emotions, high thoughts are racing. Pull them down through your energy field, let's say, into the earth, so that you know exactly what is actually going on. Why is this feeling here? What's happening? Has this happened in the past? What's going on? You have Guardians of the Land with protection. Yeah, you're protected during this. There's no worry of something dangerous happening, let's say. It feels like you are protected through this. It feels like a challenge or a lesson is being either relearned or learned again, or learned from experience or observation, I want to say, because maybe this is something that's happened to someone else and you've noticed it and you want to nip it in the bud before it kind of occurs to you, if that makes sense. You've got Lord Shiva with Divine Fusion. I unite with my sacred energy. Yeah, working with your heart space, working instead of your heart ruling or running or holding you back, or that feeling. I don't believe your heart would, but that's that kind of feeling. It's working with your heart, working with your intuition, trusting your intuition, trusting your guides. You also have Teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. The shadow attribute is manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits, and destructive skills. That's why it feels like a lesson in some sense. There's some kind of lesson to be learned. And it's like, will this lesson be a repeat? Or will you learn from the past and use that to ensure this negative, I guess, energy or whatever is absorbed and taken out of your field, I want to say. You have the Nature card. So I'm going to read this. This aligns really with earth healing and grounding. Plants are very healing. So this is a time to absorb the healing properties that nature has to offer. Your mind, body, soul need nourishment, energy, revitalization, and strength. Nature has much to offer, so take this time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. Okay? Especially with Guardians of the Land too, it feels grounded. There's a lot of grounding energy. I feel like that is the first step to get understanding or clarity, let's say. So you have the Six of Wands. Very nice. Standing out of the crowd, standing up for yourself, showing your true colors. You have the Knight of Swords. This is such an interesting card. You have the Three of Wands. Yeah, there's no rush with this. Take some time to calibrate, especially here with the grounding. This is all about time. There's no rush. There's no need for hurry. There's no need for urgency. I feel like that's also why the Knight of Swords is very quick, usually. Quick thoughts. It can be slowed down, so then you can go forward. It feels like take some time and then go. And then run with those ideas. Run with the ones that are really cool to you, really feel correct for you. Okay, and you have the Hermit. Like I was saying, taking some time to go within. So what do I see exactly for your pile number 2? It's very interesting because it does feel like the earth healing grounding. There's a lot of nature as well, and the protection just feeling very earthy. There's a lot of time to be taken to go within. I feel like this is very deep within. This message from your heart. It's something that is private, personal, and quintessentially, is that the word? Essentially, it's just what I'm trying to say is uniquely you to do this. Learning from the past, in some sense, I feel like for some people, it's about learning potentially a behavior that you've already gone through. You've already been through this kind of situation, you know, for an example, like having narcissistic partners in the past, and there's a potential for a narcissistic person, not necessarily as a partner, but even just being in your life, and now you can kind of see those red flags or those traits and to go, that's not going to happen today, not for me. It's almost like, where do you want to go with this new skill, this new ideas? How do you want to move? Because there's some kind of balance here with Lord Shiva coming through with divine fusion. It does feel like, again, energies of masculine and feminine energies. How do you want to use, or not really use, but work with those energies to move through in this situation, this life, in your life, and in your heart, and in your connections, I want to say. Because if you give yourself the time, the space to look at all the possibilities and sides, there's just so much time to be taken in this. This is potentially something very deep and important to you, or it's something that's important to others as well. It's an important decision, and you've got the space and the time, or make sure you give yourself the space and the time. Do not rush this. Do not let yourself be manipulated, I guess, by being rushed. Because if this isn't you in the future, taking the time and then going forward, this is someone else that's kind of got their ideas or something like that, that wants to move quicker. But the way to success, to stand out, is to be you. And it keeps coming back to me, but the Teacher card, this might be you. You might be on the outside looking in, if that makes sense. So you might see the person going through this with this other, you know, when I talked about the narcissist, you might be the person that sees that. It might be your brother, sister, family, and you can see these traits keep popping up with that. Why do they keep going to these kind of people? Why do they keep getting themselves in these situations? Again, they may be learning a lesson. You have the ability to work with them. It's kind of like, choose your words wisely, choose your thoughts wisely. Don't come from a place of annoyance, even though you may be rightly so annoyed with what's happening, of course. But I feel like that'll help you deliver the message in the best way, regardless of what they do. That's their choices. But if you're speaking from the heart to yourself or to whoever's around or whatever this relates to, That's how you can get the best results. And I feel like you will feel empowered in some sense. And I also want to say there's something happening for a lot of you, if not everyone in this pile, where you might be feeling certain ways or certain things occurring. You don't have to worry too much about that. Things are just happening in the background and they will play their role, I guess I want to say. Things are just occurring in the background with this divine fusion with your like guides or higher self, or something's occurring. Maybe it's a download, whatever you want to call it. Something's happening there, and your best bet to be able to understand it and feel it and process with it is to, you're protected with this. Take some time. Just take some time with it. There's no need to rush. Be patient. It's funny for me to say that because I'm, wanting to do stuff all the time when it comes to these kind of things. I want to understand, but I know that the best results come from patience and waiting, because that's how you can get to your best, by going within, understanding, and then, calibrating, taking time, seeing where you are, what's around you, what's the environment around you, what do you want to change and improve, and then go for it. Literally in a card, just taking those ideas, taking that energy and moving forward. But you can't get there exactly without taking some time, connecting with who you are personally through nature, through meditation, through relaxation, like massage or whatever works for you, whatever feels good and feels right to you. I feel like that will pull some of the negative energy, I want to say, out of your sphere, your aura, if you want to word it like that. It almost feels like a life lesson in some sense too, like something you signed up for. That's why I keep going back to higher selves and that kind of area, spiritual realm, I want to say, because it does feel like this is an opportunity to really step forward and out of a lesson that you no longer need to hold on to. So to sum it up, what is your heart really telling you? It's telling you to give yourself some time, let yourself take a break, give yourself a break. You don't have to do everything that you signed up for in one lifetime. You don't have to tick every single box. You just need to live your life truly and honestly with to your vibration, or to your being, I want to say. Connect with the earth, connect with nature, give yourself some time. I know I keep saying that, but it really just keeps coming through. There's a very clear message with grounding, nature, Three of Wands, and the Hermit. And that's exactly what I see for you today, pile number 2. So thank you very much for being here. If you've enjoyed the reading, give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any content. I will just quickly say that I feel like there's a lot more here to unpack, but I want to keep the video at a reasonable time. I feel like there's just so much to see here. The heart readings so far with the 2 piles that I've done now are very, very deep. So very interesting, but take care of yourself and I will see you in the next video. Hello, pile number 3. So today you've chosen the Rose Quartz. Oh, let's pop that there. And you have chosen the Cow Spirit with the Miracles Are Endless. So very nice, sweet card, especially with the Rose Quartz. It always makes me think of unconditional love. Yeah, I think I can put that there. Okay, so we'll start with your oracles first. So you have Aquamarine with water healing, compassion, speaking your truth, and compromise. You have the Bee Spirit with prosperity. I feel like some kind of, especially with Miracles Are Endless and prosperity, great opportunities, great choices can be made. You have Lourdes Bath with renewal. I'm refreshed with the light of love. I really like this with water healing. We'll see with the rest of the cards, but I do feel like straight away there's something to be cleansed in some sense, or almost like a death card kind of vibe with one thing ending, so something new can begin. But it's not just anything that's beginning, it's something great and really centered around your heart, so that you really desire and love. It'll be something that you love for sure. You have the priest with facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. The shadow attribute is violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Maybe you're moving into a situation where you can assist other people. It doesn't have to be necessarily spiritual. I mean, it's hard to say that it's not necessarily spiritual when I think of people that are like ambulance drivers and things like that, that really look out for people. They may not feel spiritual, but it feels like they're doing it from their heart space, if that makes sense. So it's like, it isn't necessarily what's thought of on the mind, but it's felt within the heart, I want to say. Like I said, you have choices. So you have the choices card. When you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you make, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen to and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside you, and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. So very nice. Yeah, it's like a refresh, a shift, a change, something that you've wanted to do, and it's going to open up a huge amount of possibilities and choices and opportunities, which may seem overwhelming, but if you trust your intuition, you'll know exactly what is right for you. You have the Hierophant. Interesting, right next to the priest. But this Hierophant's a little more modern. It's got here, feet on earth, mind on heaven. Yeah, really doing what you feel is right for you. Even if it is like a change in career or something like that, it's going from the hustle and bustle of like everyday life to create wealth and money. But this is more about doing what's right for you, your soul, let's say. You have the Page of Swords. This is such an interesting Page of Swords. It's actually throwing knives out. You have the Two of Wands right next to choices. So it really does feel like there's an opportunity to make a change, make a shift, do what feels right to you. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it just brings a lot of prosperity and abundance, I want to say. And the abundance may not be exactly financial straight away, but I feel like a life-fulfilling abundance, if that makes sense, like a life energy, life force energy. Yeah. Oh, I like this. And so we're finishing off your reading with the Seven of Wands, which the Seven of Wands is always about standing up for what you believe is right, doing things that feel right to you. And this one is a great representation of that, because we've got the little heart here too. So what do I see for you, pile number 3? I feel like straight away, clearly, you've picked the Cow Spirit. Miracles are endless. There's a lot of opportunities. It's going to take some effort though, and some shifts and some changes. So it's almost like this might be a bit more of a... I just want to give you an example, but it's like a lawyer going, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? What is... am I doing what's really helping? Doesn't mean you have to stop being a lawyer and go be, a guru or something or whatever. It's more like what would actually bring me happiness? What will actually fill my heart with happiness, joy, love, I want to say. And it may be a shift and a change in some sense. Maybe you do lose wage, a part of your wage or whatever, to actually do what's fulfilling, what feels important. Especially with the choices and the Page of Swords, there's like an opportunity here. Keep your ears open. Listen out for what's being said, or what kind of messages you're getting, I want to say, with this, especially right next to the Hierophant and the Priest. There's something more fulfilling emotionally and spiritually out there for you. And you can do it. Maybe you do walk away or shift. You don't have to just leave. There might be an opportunity to shift. If this is about work, there is a choice. You have a choice, and your choices are whatever you want them to be. You have free will, and you know, I guess the universe or your guides will kind of guide you to opportunities, but they can't pick for you. You need to make that step. And doing what you feel is right for you and for others will put you in on like a higher level, higher ground. Maybe it doesn't impress everybody, but this does feel like what is right for you spiritually, emotionally. What's going to help quell anxiety and stress and overwork and pressure in your life? I know I've come from it for more of a career based, because that's really how it feels for a lot of people. But this could be even a relationship, like a communication. What's going to be happy and healthier in your household? What kind of conversations do you need to have to, one, bring peace to you, but also compromising and understanding each other's points of views and energies? What's going to be best for both of you in this union? Because especially here, this isn't just one person standing alone. These are two people working together, standing up for what they both feel is correct. I do like this one because it looks like a little honey pot, and the bee is collecting nectar and getting the pollen stuck to them as well. It does feel like this will take some time and some effort and some work. It's not, you don't just get the miracles or the abundance by standing still in this particular read. It does feel like the choice is an opportunity. It doesn't have to be hard. It's just, it's going to take the step, the move forward, and move away from the change, the shift, the end of what is causing you. Maybe like not feeling content. Would that be uncontent? I don't think that's the word, but some kind of dissatisfaction. You might have like a really beautiful life and lots of great things, but this doesn't have to be something that, you know, changes all that. It's just something to improve, something to shift, to just make it feel, you feel better from the inside. Because remember, this is a message from your heart, so it does feel like it's deep within, kind of contentment, heart-filling contentment, more than 3D world contentment, like money and material things, which is always a challenge because that's our world. We live in the material plane. But yeah, speak your truth, stand up for yourself, do what you feel is right for you. There's going to be doors and opportunities coming through. Keep an ear out. Do what feels right for you and for your family and for your work. Whatever, you know, communicate. Make sure you're thinking about it, but also communicating that message so that everyone involved or everyone that it may impact has an opportunity to have their say, I guess, or have a talk to you and see how you're feeling and how they're feeling. This is interesting because it does feel, again, like I've said this in the last pile, but it does feel like, again, with facilitate spiritual commitments, it does feel like this is something that you've wanted to do. You've kind of, let's say, this is just an example, but let's say you spawned into the world with the idea of, you know what, I'm going to have a physical world, like a very 3D, living the world, doing the 3D stuff. And at one point, I want to shift more to the spiritual side and connect with, you know, spirits, or connect with myself, my heart, my soul, my emotions, my thoughts, feelings, and go with that, because that's how this is kind of feeling in some sense. But of course, take what resonates, and that is exactly what I see in your reading today. So thank you very much for being here. If you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any content. Otherwise, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, pile number 4. So today you've chosen the heart-shaped Angelite. So this is what it looks like. Let's put that there. And you've also chosen the Swan. Time for a deep dive. I will say a lot of the readings today, because I'm obviously on the last pile, but there's a lot of deep diving. I mean, this is a message from your heart, which is always going to be something deep within. But that'll always bring you happiness, peace, and love. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. You have Smoky Quartz, which dispels negative energy, home protection, earth connection, achieving career success. You also have Purity. This is so interesting, right next to the Swan, because the Swan always feels like, to me, love, but also fresh, pure, renewal, that kind of energy, right next to the Unicorn, and they're facing each other. Both white, very light creatures, like white feathers and white fur. You have the Red Spring with well-being. I am vibrant. It does feel like getting back to your true self, getting back to your real, who you are on the inside. Oh, okay. Child Eternal. Determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. Yeah, this is going to be a shift, a release in some sense. Connecting with your true self, I want to say. So shadow attribute is inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. This does feel like childlike energy, so taking a look into the past, not living it, but remembering the aspects that made you happy, that filled your heart with happiness. And you also have the Gratitude card. Life is one big, continuous circle of giving and receiving energy. Be thankful for who and what is in your life, instead of complaining about what you don't have. If you focus on gratitude, you'll start to attract prosperity and abundance. This is so interesting because they're both using their hands right next to each other. They're filling up their wells of emotions and happiness and healing and energy, let's say. Vitality, and here they're being thankful for what they have and who they are and who's around them. Okay, so you have the Two of Pentacles. Pretty clear, this is about balancing, understanding energies, light, dark, feminine, masculine, work and play, if you want to put it like that as well. Some kind of adjustment. Because deep down, you are this pure soul, I want to say. This may take some time, with time for a deep dive. This may take some time. You also have the Queen of Swords. You have the Emperor. And finishing off your reading, you have Justice. So it's interesting because it's like balancing within will help balance what's on the outside. It's very interesting, and this is just for a select few, I feel like, but I feel like there might be some conflict in a connection and communication, especially here with the kind of like the therapist. If this is kind of how I'm seeing it, he's like a therapist. So doing what is right for both sides. Doing what is right within as well will help you. Like when you're balanced, you can help balance your connections, your relationships, your understanding of who you are, how you want to be in, and what's right in your life. Also with the Queen, I do want to say that it's like maybe you're up against someone that's has very fixed ways, let's say, to be nice. This is just for some of you. But you have a voice and you have something to say. I'm not saying you're female or male or anything like that, but it does feel like by standing up and, you listen to, like, ensure that you're being heard, I want to say, because that'll help you stand into your own Emperor energy, your own stability, your own support. Especially with home protection, it does feel like maybe it is a relationship that we're talking about here. What is working? What is not working in this connection? What are you need to fill up on, and what do you need to be grateful for? What is working and what isn't? What makes you happy, especially with the child eternal? It does feel like inner child. What makes your inner child sing? What makes your heart sing, I want to say? What can help remove this heartache or hardship, difficulty? Because you're definitely like, there's a good soul. You're a good soul in there. There's you're not a bad person. Situations sometimes lead us down a path where we might act out of character, and that doesn't mean we're a bad person. You're still who you are within, and it's not too late to start to change and shift that. I'm not saying you're a bad person. This is just how the message is coming through. It's okay. I want to say it's okay. Things are not over. You can repair this within to be better for yourself, and that's first, and that'll help you be better, or to do better, I guess. It's not like you're bad or anything like that. Please don't get that message. It's about doing what feels good for you, will help you feel, help others, I guess, improve in their ways in life and their energy. Help bring home harmony within, harmony in the home. It's almost like relying on yourself in some sense. It's great to lean on others, but you want to be able to lean on yourself as well, and lean on others after. If if anything occurs or anything shifts and changes, that you know that you can support yourself, you can look after yourself, you're there for yourself. It really is a deep dive. Time for a deep dive. This feels very personal for a lot of you, and I feel like it's quite I don't want to say a wake-up call, but it's touching on a few maybe sore points for some of you. But it really is about standing in your strength and your power, being heard, because you have ideas and things to say. You don't want to be always tested, let's say, or pushed. You don't want to be pushed to the edge to react. You want to say what is on your mind when it's on your mind, in a loving and healthy way, because there's an opportunity to really get some inner and outer balance in your life. That's how it's kind of coming through. I know I've stuck on more of a point of connections and relationships, but this can be obviously work relationships, but it does feel like it's with other people and other beings involved as well. But you really are vibrant. You have that energy within. You are pure. You have that energy within. You are a good person. You are, and you have important ideas and things to say. So make sure that you are attracting that graciously and thinking about what's good for your heart and soul, I want to say. Because whatever this is about, this will help. This kind of thinking and feeling and doing what's right, deep diving, will not just help with relationships. It'll help with career. It'll help with understanding who you are. This will help with how you move through the world. This will help with everything. This feels like almost like a life lesson, or a life improvement potential, let's say. So part number 4, your heart is really is diving deep. You picked this one. You picked the heart-shaped rock. You picked the Angelite. This is something that will help you shine in your life, and you deserve this. And that's exactly what I see for you. So thank you very much for being here, pile number 4. Like I said, I know that there's probably more in depth in here, but this is a general reading for the collective. But I do feel like this is almost probably a reading for everyone in the world to kind of feel and see, because we all have this light within us, and just because certain situations occur doesn't mean we're bad people or shadows. It's just what's happened has happened, and how we respond to what's happened in our past is really shows our strength of character. So anyway, thank you for being here. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you don't miss any content. Otherwise, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next reading.